Good morning, Ellie.
Good morning, Vikrita. How are you?
Good, you?
I'm doing good. Thanks for asking.
Good morning,
Hanging in
everyone.
here.
That's good. Good morning, everyone. It's your caseworker for Creta from Dreamers Together, and on the other end of me, I have accredited rep, Elizabeth. How are you, Elizabeth? How's everything?
It's going good. This month, I know, kind of jumping straight into updates. This month, I do have a couple of interviews set. Well, I've already had two interviews. One already approved. One waiting on that was yesterday. And we have six more. No, seven more coming. Um,
Nice.
so how's your cases going?
Good. We're moving. We've already had a couple of approvals. I've also had a case that did go over a year, and they just got their approval as well. So some of these cases are still taking a little bit of time to be processed and issued interviews. So again, with that, the only thing we can do is patience. You can also try reaching out to your local congressman, but the thing is, USCIS will not really look into your inquiry until you're closer to a 2-year mark. Also, we can speak a little bit about the new edition of the I-765, which will go into effect on March 5th, 2026. Again, that edition date is 8/20/25. I'm sorry, 8/21/25, and that edition date will go into effect on March 5th, 2026. Um, just please make sure you're keeping that in mind when you are prepping your packets, that they are going to be using the new edition date, 8/21/25. And that will obviously go into effect on March 5th, 2026. Okay, well, we are going to be live for a little bit, maybe until 11:30ish or so. So if you have any general AS questions that you would like to ask, go ahead and post them, and we'll be more than happy to answer them for you. If you have any questions pertaining directly to your case, we cannot obviously um, personal reasons or so, we cannot disclose any information to you on your case here in the live. You are more than welcome to book a Q&A or an AOS consultation if you'd like. We do work on AOS cases as well as AP cases, as well as DACA renewals, um, and removal of conditions as well. And also MPIP as well. So if you need any services, just please, again, book a Q&A or a consultation, and we'll be happy to help you move forward with these services. Okay, so we have a question here. Good morning. Yasi, I have DACA. I'm married to a U.S. citizen and have a baby with him. I haven't done AP, advanced parole, because where I'm from is in red alert. Yasi, basically, you need that AP to get your AOS process done. Unless you qualify under 245I, where maybe one of your parents were petitioned under 245I, and you are a derivative of that petition, then you will not need an I-94. You will need, however, to prove that you are a derivative of that petition that was filed under 245I. Okay. Again, if there was a petition filed for your parents under 245I, if you are a derivative of that, find out. Then you will not need the I-94. But if you are not a derivative of any petition filed under 245I, you will need that legal entry. In order for you to qualify for AOS, you need a legal entry, or again, be a derivative of the 245I.
What does she mean by red alert? Like do you mean that it's just not advisable to travel there because of maybe high crime, or are you like on a travel ban list?
Yeah.
Because if you're in a location where it's just a risk to travel, you don't necessarily have to travel there.
To
You can
that country,
travel in another
correct?
part. Yeah, what country are you from, Jesse? So let's say Mexico. Mexico has high risk locations where it's advisable as for US citizens not to travel. And then you don't have to travel there. Just travel close to the border. But which country are you from, Jesse?
She responded as, yes, it's very high crime. So
Okay.
we could be assuming Mexico, but again, as she is
She's saying
from
Morelos.
Morelos. Morelos,
Morelos.
correct.
Okay, so don't go to the Morelos. You're gonna need that advanced parole. Don't go to Morelos. Go to somewhere else. You don't necessarily have to go to your town of birth. You can go anywhere
Correct.
in Mexico. Go to the border, get some dental work done, come back. But 100% you need that advanced parole. Okay.
Um,
JLRS
Good.
797. Good morning. Can you use your DACA work permit to fly in the US? Yes, the DACA EAD can be considered an
Yes.
official Real ID. It is on the Real ID website. We advise that if we're still advising that even as a DACA recipient, it is travel at your own risk right now. Um, so with that, just, where are you going? You want to make sure that you're taking all your documentation. If you need to travel, travel for work. If you can keep it to a minimum right now, I'm just letting everybody know. It's travel at your own risk. Just be aware that there are risks, even if you have DACA. Okay, next question.
Okay, let's see what we have here. We have Liz Betty. Hello, Liz Betty. Is public charge taking effect already? Um, Let me see what she's talking about here because if you are talking about in terms of AOS, um, USCIS does look at you like you're a public charge, but you have to overcome that burden, okay? And how you would overcome that burden is obviously having your petitioning sponsor fill out the 864 and answering the public charge questions on the I-485. Um, Ellie, would you like to chime in on this one a little more?
I think she's talking about the new proposals. If I'm not mistaken, she's talking about the new proposals where they're stating if anybody in the household filed and had SNAP, even if they're a US citizen, then it would be considered public charge. As of right now, no,
It's not,
that's not.
no.
Mhm. And also, Attorney Charles Cook mentioned yesterday in his live, or Wednesday, I think it was Wednesday in his live, that that's unconstitutional and he will fight it. So, as of right now, nothing yet.
Ipanda, hello, Ipanda. Hey, if my DACA expires this March and did get my 2-year green card, and that one expires in 2027, January, I do need to let my employer know got the green card, or would I need to renew my DACA since my green card is going to expire? Okay, so basically, as soon as you get that green card, that boots DACA out. DACA is no longer valid. So you obviously need to let your employer know that you do have a green card. Um, just please make sure you have you updated your social security card so that you don't need a restriction with it, and you let your employer know that you have your green card, and usually the same social security number. um, Again, as soon as you get that green card, DACA is no longer valid. You know it boots it out. So yes, as soon as a DACA recipient gets their green card, they have to let their employer know. Okay. And you have the 2-year green card, which means you have the conditional green card, but you still have to let your employer know. Um, and again, file for the conditions to be removed 90 days prior to the expiration, okay?
I'm just surprised that they haven't caught up by now. Usually, employers start sending you an email and be like, hey, go ahead and let us know. That kind of just tells you if they're on top of their job or not.
Well, let's see. Her green card expires next year, so again, let your employer know and make sure you file 90 days prior for the removal of conditions, I-751. And also,
Mhm.
if you're not sure when to file that removal of conditions, there's a calculator on the USCIS website. You could put in your green card expiration date or the issuance date, and then they'll let you know what time frame you're allowed to file for that I-755 removal of conditions. Okay. Uh, Liz Betty. So Ellie just explained that um, the new public charge law that is being debated has not yet taken effect or is not going to take effect. And as she stated, Cook said that that is also unconstitutional. All right, let's see. JLRS 797, thank you. Another question. Is there any prep work that I can be doing to prepare for AOS? I did AP and my daughter will be 21 next year. Both my wife and me have DACA. My wife has a legal entry. My wife and me have DACA. My wife has a legal entry. Okay, so you both have a legal entry, both you and your wife. That's good because your daughter will be 21 next year and she can petition for both of you. Um, what I can say is, make sure your petitioner, your daughter, has her taxes in order. Um, that's basically one recommendation I can make for your AOS process for next year. Um, you know, you are talking about next year, so you do have some time to prep. But I would say taxes. Make sure that her taxes are in order. Um, Other than that, Ellie, do you have any other suggestions?
They can also start working on their medical exam. The only thing about the
Yes.
medical exam, doing it too ahead of time, is sometimes the forms will be
Change.
updated,
Yeah.
or sometimes they'll add new vaccines or take off new vaccines. I
I
would
would
still
at
say
least,
wait three
yeah.
months.
I would, hey, if you want to get the medical done and your daughter turns 21 next year, do the medical in December. It doesn't take more than a few weeks, a month to get it done anyway.
Hmm. Yep.
And then you can't even say, like, get the forms prepped too, because addition dates are changing as well. So I would ideally wait and I'd get closer. Now, what you can do, and I've seen this before, where make sure you have birth certificates, and make sure those birth certificates have translations. That get your marriage certificate. Make sure if you were married outside of the U.S., make sure that marriage certificate, if it is not in English, make sure that is translated. So birth certificates, translations, marriage certificate, translated. Okay, you're gonna need, so whatever. Some people don't have their birth certificates right now. Well, get your birth certificates, get them translated, get that marriage certificate, get it translated. Okay. If you were ever divorced, get that divorce decree. If it was out of the U.S., make sure that divorce decree is translated as well. So these are things that you can definitely prep with at a time. Okay, so I just had an RFE for the 40 credits. So I guess USCIS has still, still not caught up with the fact that they are still issuing RFEs for, individuals that do qualify for the 10 years and the 40 credits. So don't be alarmed. What I did was I just uploaded the same information that I had with their packet. It's just, this is an ongoing issue apparently, and it's just going to keep ongoing. Just please make sure you have 4 credits per year. There is a calculator on website as well. And we also have one in our AOS Facebook group to help you determine if you have 4 credits per year. Ipanda. Okay, so if my 2-year conditional green card expires, does that mean I can no longer work? Would I need to remove the conditions first to work? Or okay, so basically, Ipanda, when your 2-year conditional green card expires, okay, you have to file before it expires so you can get that receipt so they can extend your green card for another 2 years. You can still work. You have that Social Security number. So again, file for the removal conditions before you hit that 2-year mark so you
Mm.
can get that receipt. So your green card will automatically be extended and your Social Security number will still be valid for you to work. All right. Good morning, Fabi.
Also, you can go ahead and renew, send in your citizenship, Ipanda.
Yes, you can do that as well. And that's one point I forgot to mention. You can do that as well. What they're going to do is if you get to your citizenship interview first, they're just going to adjudicate the I-755. I'm sorry, the I-751 at your N-400 interview. So
Hmm.
yes, you can file the I-755 and file for citizenship. If you get to your citizenship and that I-755 is still pending, they'll just adjudicate it there. Roxana. Hello, Roxana. Hey, if I'm a stay-at-home mom and my husband wants to start his green card application currently has DACA, will he have to have someone else petition him? My husband wants to start his green card. Okay, so basically, Roxana, as long as you are a U.S. citizen, you obviously can petition for your spouse as long as he has that legal entry. Um, the only thing that might come into play that you have to figure out is the I-864, because even though you don't work, you still have to fill the I-864 out because you are the petitioner. Now, your husband can always combine incomes with you on that I-864. Again, you do not have to work to file um, the I-130 petition for your spouse or start the AOS process. But the only area where it comes into play really is when you file the I-864, Roxana, and you can always combine with your spouse if he works and makes enough for the household. Or if that's not the case, get a joint sponsor after he files for the I-864. I'm sorry, after you file the I-864, and if you and your spouse both do not make enough, then you can go ahead and obtain a joint sponsor. All right, now let's see. Maricruz, hello Maricruz. When doing AOS, 2 years taxes are necessary, or can I submit 2 years? Okay, so Maricruz, um, when you are doing your AOS taxes, if you are married finally jointly on those taxes for 2 years, go ahead and submit them as marital evidence. Okay. When it comes down to the I-864, the petitioner has to have done their 3 years of taxes. They have to have been in order. Now, with the I-864, the petitioner does not have to submit all 3 years. They can just submit the most recent year, which is 2024 right now until April of this year. Again, when it comes down to marital evidence, you can submit both years of taxes. When it comes down to the I-864, it's either all 3 years you submit with W-2s for the petitioner, or the petitioner just submits the most recent year, which is 2024, with W-2s. Now, if you've done your 2025 taxes, if you already done your 2025 taxes, obviously that would be the most recent year for you. If you have not, you can still submit your 2024 with the W-2s until April of this year. So the 2 years taxes are necessary to have them in order, but again, it's either you have your 3 years of taxes in order, submit all 3 years with W-2s with your 864, or submit your most recent. So summary, you have to have 3 years in order for the 864. You just don't have to present all 3 years. Alejandro, hello Alejandro, do you put yes or no if you ever seek out protection? Some say that officers change the answer to yes and put DACA. Is this true or not? Alejandro, can you elaborate? Are you talking about the I-485 where it asks if you've ever asked for any relief? If you are talking about that question on the I-485, the one that asks if you've ever applied for any relief, that's basically if you as a DACA holder have applied for DACA while you were in removal. If you've applied for DACA because it came out and you were eligible, then that's a no. If you were in removal and you applied for DACA as a relief from deportation, then that would be a yes. So
Some officers will change it.
yeah,
They
that's
will,
true.
but that's up to
I've
them.
seen.
I mean,
Yeah,
it's gonna be a no, and then just let them change it. Let them put whatever
yeah,
makes them happy at that point, but
yeah.
it's gonna be
Or
no.
if you've ever been in Alejandro, have you ever had a deportation order where you applied for DACA as a relief? Okay, if you just applied for DACA, as Ali said, it's going to be a no. If you just applied for DACA, you didn't have any removal, then it's a no. But you put no and let the officer change it if he wants to. Ipanda, do you have a list on your website what I would need, like evidence and all that, to remove the conditions for green cards? We actually do have some guides for green card conditions removal. Correct, Ellie?
Yep, they're in the Facebook guide. I don't know if we have like a list of evidence. It's just everything that
Yeah.
you and your spouse have done since the time that your green card was approved. But there is a cover letter. The cover letter,
Yeah.
use it as a guide, use it as reference.
Correct. And that for removal of conditions, remember, they are gonna want marital evidence from the date that green card was issued, okay? That conditional green card was issued. So let that be another tip that you can work on your marital evidence. Again, submit marital evidence, I would say ideally after that green card was issued, that conditional green card. All right, Ali, let's see. This one's for you, Elle.
She said, "Good morning, girls. It's a pleasure seeing you. It had been a while that I
Hello.
hadn't connected, but I'm here, and I hope that you have a pretty and blessed day."
Thank you too.
Thank you. Gracias, Rayo. ¿Cómo está?
Okay, so Yanarida, um, can a new application for DACA be submitted? I believe it can, Ellie. Would you like to chime in?
Sure. So technically speaking, they've always accepted new DACA applications. They're just not processing them. Um, they're gonna take your money, yeah, Nerida. If you want to give them $605, you can, and they'll be glad to take your money. They're just not gonna approve anything as of right now. What we're still waiting on is for Judge Hannon to make a decision if they're gonna approve or if they're gonna start approving new applications for the 49 states, and if they're gonna take away the work authorization from Texas and just keep the DACA protection. So we're kind of waiting on that. Technically, yes, if you send in a new application today, it'll be accepted. It just will not be processed. I did see that there's a lot of misinformation going on that there was a ruling in 2025 and that Texas can no longer apply for DACA, which is not true. So if you have DACA, we highly encourage you. If you're still in Texas, we highly encourage you that you continue to renew until there has been an official announcement. And as of right now, there has not been anything. Okay.
Thank you,
You want to
Ellie.
get the next one?
Yep. Okay. Hello, Sylvia. My husband and I have DACA. Our son paroled in place for us through military. We put that back in April, but have not seen any changes except they received it. Oh, okay, so basically you filed for PIP through your military son back in April. So basically it's pending. In May of this year, our oldest becomes 21. Do we have to wait for the PIP for my son's application? Or can we put in the application for the petition for my daughter from my daughter other way? Okay, so basically, you filed for PIP through your military child, and your military child is going to be 21 this year, and that PIP is still pending. Okay, um, if that PIP is still pending, generally you need that parole in place to file for AOS. Okay, um, generally for your I-485 because it's going to ask for your parole in place information. So if your daughter is a U.S. citizen and she's 21, go ahead, file. You can file through her. You don't have to wait for that PIP to be approved. If your PIP is still pending and you want to file through your son who's going to be 21, then you have to wait for that PIP to be approved. Um, Is your daughter 21 this year? If your daughter's 21, you can go ahead and file as long as she's a U.S. citizen. If she is not, just wait for that PIP to be approved to file through your son. Um, you can file the I-130, but we just recommend waiting for you to get that legal entry just to be safe so you can file the whole AOS packet, okay? So your PIP is pending. Wait for that to be approved so you can take that parole in place I-94 and use that in lieu of a missing legal entry and go ahead and file your AOS packet when you get that PIP approved and you get that actual I-94, okay? If your daughter is going to be 21 this year and she's a U through her, but remember, you need that legal entry. And you don't have that legal entry because obviously you filed for PIP through your son to get it. So I would say wait. Wait until you get that legal entry. Once you get that legal entry, you can file for AOS through your 21-year-old son or your daughter if she's 21 and she's a U.S. citizen. So, more of the story is wait till you get that legal entry and then decide what route you're going to take from there as long as you have a 21-year-old citizen child. You can't apply for AOS with a pending PIP. It has to be approved. Alejandro, okay, page 14, question 18, form I-485. Okay. So, if that is the question that we spoke about earlier, let me just confirm that it is, then I already let you know that I already let you know that, you know, again, if you were never in removal when you filed for DACA, that question's a no. If you were in removal and you searched for relief and you were given the option of filing DACA to stop that deportation, then that would be a yes. No removal order, then that is a no, Alejandro. And again, the officers might change it at the interview. Okay, so we are almost done here. So Alejandro, one more question. If arrested one time without DL, driver's license, another occasion, no insurance, found guilty but paid tickets, and cases are closed and completed everything they asked for example, 22. Oh, okay, they asked for, okay. All right, so if you, okay, so question 22, have you ever been arrested, cited, or charged? And I'm going to break this down for everyone. Even though you have never been arrested or charged, you have been cited with traffic citations. I would say yes, and I would be honest about the traffic citations. And if they were if each incident was over $500, make sure you get the disposition from the courthouse. You know that each traffic citation was paid and over $500, and that you have included the disposition from the courthouse. Okay. So I would say yes to that question. Even if you've had a ticket under 500, I would say yes to that question now, and I would explain. I have a ticket under traffic citation under $500 was paid in full. If it is, the good news is if it is under 500, then you don't have to submit evidence that it was paid in full and taken care of. But if it is over 500, then you would obviously submit evidence and let them know that it was paid in full and taken care of. So Alejandro, that question would be a yes for you, even though, again, we do not answer questions pertaining straight to your case on this live. We would ideally meet in a Q&A, but this is for everyone out there that's watching. Even though if you've gotten maybe one parking ticket and it was like $50, you would still indicate yes, but add a little explanation that you did have a parking ticket, it was under $50 and paid in full. Okay, if that parking ticket example was over 500, then go get that disposition and show them that that incident, that traffic citation or that parking ticket was over 500 but paid in full. Here is the disposition, or the evidence showing that it was resolved. So any traffic citations or tickets over 500, you have to show them evidence that they were paid in full for each one. Traffic citations or any other tickets under 500 paid in full that obviously are not criminal, then you don't have to show them if they're under 500. Hello. How long are DECA renewals taking? DECA renewals are taking somewhere from 3 months and up. We do see cases here and there where they are expedited and they are approved a lot earlier than that. Okay, so ideally it really depends. But on that question, I would say, even according to Attorney Cook, please file your DECA renewals. You can file if your DECA renewal is expiring next year. You can file the renewal now, okay, just to be safe. I know that I get a lot of people saying, well, that's going to eat up like a year or 6 months. It's worth it. You're going to have 2 years of protection, okay? At least you have a safe coverage. Donaldo 794, thank you. Like many others waiting on their approvals, I submitted on October 29th and expiration is on February 18th. Okay, so again, I would say if your DACA expires 6 months to a year from now, go ahead and renew it just to be on the safe side, just so you don't run into issues. Donaldo, you can try maybe reaching out to USCIS. Good luck with that, okay? Okay, so Roxana, hello, Roxana. Speaking of the renewals in Texas, do you know, because of waiting on the new ruling, if they are purposely delaying DACA renewal? We submitted 916 and still is on case received, applied for expedite on the 105-day, but it got denied. No, I don't know if they're purposely delaying DACA. It's just everything is, everything is being delayed. I feel like even AOS cases, we may, and then we have others sitting here a whole year waiting. You're welcome, Sylvia. All right, a few more, and then we can meet up again next week. Okay, so Donaldo, I think you already asked the question there. You can also try, yes, contacting your local rep or calling USCIS. Yes, you can try all those things, and maybe your employer can also give you a letter, letting them know that how long you've been employed, and it's very crucial that they get this DACA renewal, okay? Get going. All right, Panda, is everything taking longer with everything happening right now? Or, Ipanda, I could say that, like I said, AOS cases are moving. Um, we have some sitting here for over a year, but they're getting approved. And then we have some getting approved in 50 days to 60 days, okay? So I do feel like we did slow down a little bit, but we are still moving. Alejandro, how about for the rest of the question 23, 24, and 25, since they are related to arrest, judge, book conditions? Alejandro, again, I don't want to answer anything pertaining straight to your case, but you're welcome to, book a Q&A with us. We'd be able to help you out with the questions, ask you some more personal questions, and ideally see where you're at with your case, okay? Fabi, hi Fabi. With everything happening with ICE, are we still protected or agents can deport? Um, I could just really, ideally on this one, I could just really tell you to carry your DACA, make sure it's active, and definitely be aware and cautious of where you're at and what you're doing, okay? Driving, keep your seatbelts on, but obviously still, with everything that's going on, just, yes, still be very cautious. Um, I can't really give you a yes or no to that question, but I can say be cautious. Go ahead, Ellie. Do you have anything to chime in on Fabi's question?
Yeah, I was gonna say they really don't care if you have a DACA at this point.
I know. I
Can
just
they
didn't want to put
protect
it,
you?
I just
They
really
they
didn't want to say it straight out there, but
No,
okay.
yeah, and the reason we're wanting to be honest is because sometimes we don't think of the consequences that our actions are going to be. So, especially now more than ever, people want to be careful with what they're
Yes.
doing, what either immigration has been deporting citizens. So, if people that only have DACA, in a perfect world, yes, we would be protected, or DACA would be protected. But again, everybody knows right now we're not living in a perfect world. They're not respecting, they're not giving people the due process. So you just want to be careful of what you're doing. Just give it a second thought if this is the way that you want to go, especially seeing, everything that could happen. And I know, P credit, we're trying to, not scare people, and we're not trying to scare people at
No,
all.
yeah.
Um,
That's why I just say be cautious, but
yeah,
one more thing is for all of you guys that are watching, and I know this kind of shies away about what we're talking about. Just remember, you have a right to an attorney. Just remember, if you've been here 10 years or more, that might possibly have a relief called cancellation of removal. But again, an attorney can determine that. So again, you have a right to an attorney, and your attorney will obviously, you know, answer any questions that they may have, or how, you have a right to stay silent until you get an attorney. And there is something called cancellation and removal. God forbid you are put in removal. They'll determine if you qualify for cancellation removal. If you've been here 10 years or more, again, an attorney can take care of all that. But Cook has, 2 or 3 lives ago, he had mentioned about that, and I was really excited that he did, because a lot of people don't know that there is an option of cancellation of removal out there if you've been here 10 years or more. But again, there's other factors in that law that obviously will check if you qualify or not. But again, attorney, cancellation, removal, all those things. And obviously, Cook has spoken about them maybe 3 or 4 lives ago. So if you ever find yourself in this situation, please reach out to our list. Kim,
yes.
McLean, Cook. I mean, our list of attorneys, they're vetted. Now, do we guarantee? No, but they have spoken about issues they have spoken about things that they can do to help your case. Okay, so please reach out to our attorneys. Just don't go to any attorney, because if you have a type of relief and they're not familiar with it, then you can be in jeopardy. Okay, so I just want to put it out there that if you do get apprehended by ICE, it doesn't necessarily mean that you qualify for removal, but you have to hurry up and get that attorney, and that attorney will check if hopefully you qualify for cancellation removal based on other factors in that law. Okay.
Also,
But
just to add
go ahead.
that, no, I
Mhm.
was just going to say also just to add to that, Attorney Charles Cook during his live did say that call him, okay? He
Yes.
specifically said call him if you have DACA and you are deported or you are detained, call him because he is going to fight for you. So if you have that guy and you get apprehended, don't think, oh my God, now everything is
No.
lost. I'm done. I'm going to be deported. Even if something happens and for some reason you're not given due process and you are deported, be sure that you will be able to come back. You
Yes.
just have to fight the case, okay? Because I'm seeing a lot of people on TikTok say that they've gotten deported and this and this and this, but we don't really know what all happened behind what happened.
Correct.
Are they even fighting it, or are they just now like, well, it happened. I'm just gonna give up because people are too quick to make a video, but then we don't know what all is going behind it.
You always have to ask what is there something behind it? Because okay, so we can say, you're not giving due process and there is a lot of unfairity going on here, but remember that someone can have a criminal record as well. So again, don't just assume if you're caught by ICE that you will be deported again. There's other things that come into play. And if God forbid you are deported, you know, as long as you don't have that criminal background or whatnot, which an attorney will look into and factor in your case, you can always come back. You can always apply abroad. There are waivers that are available, but again, we are literally falling off of the road that we are taking left and right. And I'm familiar with the waivers because a lot of family members of mine have had to, accept voluntary departure, or they were not covered under the 10-year cancellation, so they would have to end up leaving and coming back, and they have because there are waivers out there available for that as well. But we just kind of want to let you guys know that there are options. I don't want you guys to fear like, oh my God, we're going to get caught and deported. You have to really take in consideration a background as well. Was there a criminal record? Or maybe 100% a due process was not given to the individual, or maybe they didn't have an attorney. So, or maybe there was some type of fraud. So really, ideally, you have to take these considerations. Okay. I don't want anyone out there to get scared, automatically read something and get frightened that that's going to be the case for everyone, because it is not going to be the case for everyone. We have people going into their interviews, getting green cards where we've heard, issues about people being apprehended at their interviews. Okay. So it's not the same case for everyone. Okay. All
Just kind
right.
of bottom line is you have to fight. Don't give up. Okay.
Yes.
You have to put up a fight, a very, very, very good fight. You have to be strong. You
Hmm.
have to have that strong mindset of, okay, this is happening. I have to find the resources. I have to find an attorney. I have to put up a fight.
Yes.
If I'm going down, I'm not going down easy. That's the bottom line we have to understand. And again, sometimes we
Correct.
just don't know what all is going on in the background. But really, yes, are we afraid? Yes, we're afraid. Are we nervous? We are. Are we giving up? No, we're not giving up. Put up a fight.
You gotta
Okay.
keep fighting.
That's
That's right. You gotta
put up
keep
a
fighting.
fight.
That attorney will fight for you, and we have our vetted list of attorneys. And reach out to them directly. Don't wait, for the appointment. If you have an emergency, they will get back to you. And remember, don't sign anything. Okay, let's see.
Yes.
Alejandro, thank you for the information. I appreciate everything y'all do. Thank you. We appreciate you guys too. All right, let's see. A few more. We gotta go, guys. Have your questions ready for us next week, okay? Erica, hello, Erica. What is happening with all of us DECA waiting on our new cards after expiration? Are we still okay to drive, or should we refrain from that? Ellie, go ahead. You're the DECA queen. You can take this one.
um, I am gonna say that if you do not have a driver's license, now is not the
True.
time to drive.
That's true.
Okay. If you do not have a driver's license, and I understand work, everything, if you're in a location where you can Uber, it's expensive. I would not be driving right now without a driver's license, depending where you're at. Okay. Maybe if
Yeah,
you're where I'm at, maybe you could get away with it. Um, so I would say don't drive if you don't have a valid driver's license.
correct.
What am-
So
mhm.
I think you know, I think she's saying, okay, so if my license is still active and my DACA has lapsed, Ali,
Sh- in most states, you cannot have a driver's license if you don't have a valid EAD.
makes sense. Yeah,
So whenever her DACA expires, their driver's
driver's
license
license.
expires as well. At least
As
that's how it's in the state. I don't know if the state where you're in, I think they do give driver's license to
they do,
undocumented. So
they
they
do.
can go and get a new driver's license. In the state that I'm in, you cannot have a driver's license if you do not have a valid EAD. Another thing that I am seeing right now is that people are waiting way too close to their expiration of their
That's right.
EADs, and then they're
Hmm.
submitting. So a lot of it also is on you, not you, Erica, but on you, the people, the viewers that are waiting 2 weeks, 3 weeks, 1 month, 2 months.
Even 3 months.
Even 3 months is way too close right now. Okay. There's a lot of things on with immigration. We are recommending at least 6 months minimum. Now, Attorney
Yes,
Charles Cook has stated that you can renew up to 1 year,
a
and we
year.
have done renewals before those 6 months. And they have been. received and approved and processed by USCIS. They will take your money. Okay. Now, again, I understand times are tough, but especially with this immigration climate, DACA is not something that you want to be left without, even for a couple of weeks, for a couple of days. Worst case scenario is that you're stopped and your DACA has lapsed and they put you in removal proceedings because they can, because you have nothing to protect you.
Hmm.
So, also, again, a lot of it is on you, the viewers that are waiting way too close. USCIS recommends 4 to 5 months. Right now, we're saying because of the time frame that we're seeing, it is taking most people 5 to 8 months. Okay, we've been saying this for the longest. 5 to 8 months. Please do not continue to wait till the last minute. Um, that's just where everything is at right now. 5 to 8 months. We've been saying this. Now it's going to be up to you if you want to take that high risk again of waiting till the last minute to renew your DACA, or if you want to go ahead and do it with time in advance. So we just recommend, highly recommend, give yourself enough time so you're not in this predicament.
Hi, Fanny. Do you recommend getting advanced parole right? Well, basically, right now with this president, we are still seeing advanced paroles with this president. I just actually, I saw one, I saw someone just get their green card and they had gotten their advanced parole done in, I want to say March of 2025. So we definitely recommend get your AP done because that is your golden ticket to your green card for some of us, obviously. So if you need help with that, Fanny, reach out to us and we can speak to you more about it in the Q&A. But right now, if you can do your AP, yes, get your AP, file for your AP, get it done. I know they're taking a while, but we definitely still recommend people completing their advanced paroles. Erica, clear is kind and we appreciate the transparency. Thank you. Fabi, do you have a list of attorneys? Yes, we do in our AOS Facebook group. We have a whole list of attorneys in there. Okay. Just head on over to our AOS Facebook group, type in attorneys, and the list will pop up. Miguel, good morning. Hello, Miguel. I just joined. Not sure if this was asked already. Is advanced parole still getting approved in Texas? I applied in August of 2025. Again, we have not heard of any news right now preventing you from applying for AP, so we are still recommending that you do apply for that AP. Alejandro, can you provide his number and a list of all the lawyers? Alejandro, if you literally go into our AOS Facebook group, type in attorneys, the whole list will pop up, okay? And if you need help, just you know, write a message in the AOS Facebook group and we'll help you. We will basically send you the guides in the group. That would be nice, Fanny. Okay. All right. So tomorrow we have to go. So Bay, hello, Bay. I'm a bit late, but Happy New Year. Thank you. Same Happy New Year to you and your family as well. Thank you for all the help you provide for the many people that need it, especially right now. You're very welcome. It's truly our pleasure serving our community. We're all we got, guys. Okay, Greece. Good morning, Greece. I definitely remember Greece from a few lives back. Every life she's hello to us. Hello, Lise. Hello, Greece. Uh, you're very welcome, Fabi. Have yourself a great day. There we go. Uh, you can actually go to www.immigration.net for attorney Charles Cook. Okay, and that's on Facebook. But okay, so it's just basically letting us know twice. If you want to contact Charles Cook, go to www.immigration.net.
That's me
Or
putting all that. Okay.
oh, okay, thank you. Or you can always just go into our AOS Facebook group and our attorneys will pop up. Just literally write in the attorneys list and the whole list will pop up. All right, Alejandra. All right, guys, a few more and we have to go. Alejandra. Hello, Alejandra. USCIS received my AOS packet on December 13, 2025. I chatted with USCIS today to make sure it wasn't lost and was indeed in their possession. They said they can't know anything until a receipt is made. It will be 30 days on January 13, 2026. What do I do until then? Check back next week. Okay, so yes, sometimes it takes them a little more than a month to upload your case and issue your receipt. Okay, so yes, definitely check back um, every week or so. Okay, so if you see that you are approaching the 2 or 3 month mark and you have not yet received the receipt, reach back out to them then, okay? So, especially, and it depends how you ship that out. Did you ship it out FedEx or regular USPS? It does take them some time. Oh, okay. So then we also have attorney Wang Kim, and his phone number is right there. And he's based out of, I believe, Manhattan. And we have Katie, and she is based out of North Carolina, and her phone number there as well.
I was gonna say very weird on the December 13th, the lost mail, because I have a lost packet too from exactly that date in Arizona. Arizona, so maybe it's something, but they told me 30 days too, so
Yeah.
there's nothing else to do but wait at this point.
Yeah, I had a case where I was kind of concerned too until we hit like the 2.5 month mark, and then finally we got a receipt. Okay, then we have another attorney, Diana, here.
All these attorneys work all 50 states, okay? You
Yes, they
just
do.
have to call them. You just have to call them. Now there's a longer list, but there's 12 attorneys. Go to the list. These are kind of the ones that,
Yep. And then we have
um,
Gloria Cardenas.
go to the Facebook group. And I think that's all the questions for this week. So go
Yeah,
to the Facebook group. Again, everything can kind of happen. Just be
don't become a
precautious,
lone
not
hunter.
alarmed, but precautious. Very,
Yeah.
very, very precautious. If you qualify for AOS, no need to wait right now. Take out a loan, put it on a credit card, work overtime, Uber, do what you have to do. Go ahead and submit the adjustment of status. If you have
Yes.
DACA, 6 months in advance, no questions asked. When should I renew? 6 months. You can do it up to a year. Okay. Again,
Yes.
we understand times are hard, but right now you don't want to risk that, especially with everything that is going on. Just make sure that you're submitted on time. There is a backlog. 5 to 8 months is kind of what we're seeing for everybody. We don't want that to happen to you. So just make sure that you're renewing on time.
Yes, and please stay out of trouble. Please stay out of trouble. Wear your seatbelt when you're driving. Just stay out of certain situations that will, might get you into trouble, because the goal is for you to, you know, stay out of trouble so that you can, hopefully apply for AOS or get that legal entry and then apply for AOS. It's really crucial. Again, for those of you that don't have a legal entry, you need a legal entry for AOS. Just please check. You can qualify as a derivative under 245I if a petition was filed for one of your parents back in the day, when 245I was around. Okay. Other than that, we both have to go, but we wish you a really great, have a great weekend, have a safe weekend, and we'll see you all next week. Take care.
Bye.
Bye bye. Oh, we have one more. Okay,